Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the Hearthstone SEA Legends number 7. My name is TechLink and we're heading into the next game. Apparently the overlay function, function did not work anymore, so I have to do it by hand as the game begins. And it's going to be Fizdarth going to be playing against Uno. We've been seeing Fizdarth quite a bit during the course of the tournament, and well, he's once again playing his Druid deck. We've seen that one before as well, so I'm actually going to be picking up my notes, because I was working on my notes as we were heading into the next game. So, if we're looking at Uno, Uno has the possibility to use his Warrior, his Mage and his Rogue. So, we have a nice setup of that one once again. And, of course, on the other side we have Fizdarth. We've already seen his Druid deck, we've seen his Hunter deck, and of course we've seen his Warlock deck. So that's and we're now seeing his Druid deck. First of the few turns, we're going to see a very early Shade of Natramas, which courtesy of course of the coin. And if we're looking at the daggers, well, daggers have already been used. A little bit of damage being put down onto Fizdarth. Fizdarth immediately using his Shapeshift to, well, I'm more of a play-by-play caster, so that's something very special. Yeah, the advantage, of course, of using Shapeshift is the fact that you get some armor to deal with the hero damage coming out of the Rogue. And given the fact that the Rogue... Oh, wait, I cannot... I need to actually see the hand of his opponent, so let me actually get the invite. Into spectate. I'm just waiting for the other hand to also show. Hoping that will work out. Friend list. I'm just waiting for the invite to actually spectate here, because right now, as you can see, apparently there's no option. That should not be true. You can always invite someone to spectate here. So give me 1 second. I'm going to be working on this. 1 second. Let's see. In the background, I'm actually working on getting the spectate mode working. I'm hoping that it will actually work out. So else we just have to do it like this for now, and we'll jump into the spectate mode really soon. From the other side, which means that we're just going to be, I'm going to be trying to get it working as fast as we can. For now though, we're going to be looking at it from Fizdarth's standpoint. We have Patient Assassin with Stealth, allowing him to take out anything that Uno drops on the board, and of course the Druid of Claw from... I don't know why it's disabled, so I will have to actually try it again. So I will get out of this spectate mode for now, and I hope that I can actually... Oh, now it's working. Here we go, it's working. Alright, so there was a little bit of a bug with the spectator mode. I'm hoping that it will work right now. Yes, it's working. Perfect. Yes, so I can bring up the screen once again. So, finally, not much has happened in the time. Fan of Knives has been cast, which draws into the preparation, which means that we're going to be seeing a lot of Tinker Sharp Sword Oil soon. SI7 Agent is going to be doing some damage to this Druid of Claw, bringing it down quite a bit in terms of damage. And also, unfortunately, we did not see the dagger here, but that will be coming into play soon. Right, so Creep of the Grove, that's going to be dealing 1 damage to this SI7 Agent and allowing Fizdarth to immediately use his Wrath to also get himself a nice card here. This is a very nice use of a combination of cards to take out the SI7 Agent, but it already did its job. If we're actually looking at Uno here, Uno already on 13 hit points, and I'm hoping that it will work out. Just it works. I will have to show that. Unfortunately, this is also going to be in the VOD. My apologies for this. Sometimes the client tends to bug out just a little bit, and that's something that happens from time to time. So Dagger Mastery coming out, preparation also coming into play here. He has double Tinker's Sharpsword Oil, but can he actually make it happen? Can he actually take out Fizdarth in this one turn? Well, he's going to be dropping the preparation, then the SI7 agent, that's going to be dealing some damage to Fizdarth. He has a Tinker's Sharpsword Oil, of course. Going to make his SI7 agent 6-3, and of course Uno with a standard attack going to be taking out the Druid of the Correction Keeper of the Grove. Innervate now into Force of Nature, into Savage Roar. That's pretty much game right there. 14 damage to the face. Uno goes down. That's game number 1 as the Druid from Fizz is going to get taken out, or rather has already won a game. After you win a game with a hero class, then you are not allowed to pick another class. That's how pick that class again. That's how it works in Conquest mode. You have to win 3 games out of the best of 5, and then immediately make sure that you pick up another class the moment you win. So, for instance, Fizz, he has a Druid, he has a Hunter, he has a Warlock, so he has to win with a Druid, a Hunter, and his Warlock. So now he can't use his Druid anymore. His opponent can still choose to use the Rogue again, if he so desires. Right, so we're waiting to get into the next game. He's preparing to battle a friend. And I hope that you guys are enjoying the show. This was a pretty quick game here. Rogue taking a little bit more damage than he would have liked. We didn't see everything because of some spectator mode issues. But we're going to be heading into game number 2. So let me actually pull that one up. It's going to be Warrior against Hunter. With Fizdarth now having 1 game up in this best of 5. Alright, so Hunter versus the Warrior. We immediately see that some of the that the Freezing Trap as well as such Belcher has been shuffled straight back into the deck, and Uno just considering what he wants to do at this point. So does he want to toss away his low tap and his Harrison Jones? He has chosen to toss away the Shield Slam as well. Let's see what he has in his hand. Cruel Taskmaster, Windrunner, and Whirlwind being picked up, and now also Dr. Boom going into Fizdarth's hand. Fizdarth, of course, without a play, will be giving that one up. So Warrior against Hunter. We saw Fizdarth. His Hunter deck is pretty aggressive. We sometimes see control Hunters. We don't see them that often anymore, but just being super aggressive seems to be the de facto playstyle of this Hunter. If we're looking at Uno, well, he's playing the Control Warrior, so I would say that this matchup is definitely in favor of the Hunter as long as Fizdarth doesn't get his ultimate curve off. For now though, he's more than happy to just continue smacking face with his minions here, with the Hunt Creeper, the Web Spinner, and of course the Mad Scientist, just putting on more pressure on the side of Uno, who for now is more than happy with just dropping the coin and immediately heading towards the Death's Bite. Most likely going to be taking out his Hunt Creeper immediately, but opting actually to go for the Mad Scientist. And what we know of Fizdarth's deck is that his only secret is, I believe, the Freezing Trap actually, and that one is not as effective against a Warrior control deck as you would have liked, because he's completely focusing on getting all those, first getting a lot of armor and then just dropping a few minions and winning from that point on. For now though, a little bit of damage being put down here onto Uno, who, well, is more than happy with most likely just taking out the Haunted Creeper. I don't know what the order will be for Death Rattles if you actually take out if you take out a Creeper with your Death Bite. I believe that first the Death Rattle of the Hunter, of the Warrior will go off. No, it's actually the other way around. First Fizdarth's Death Rattle will go off, and then you will see Uno's Death Rattle going off as well. And this is actually not all that bad. Gazrilla coming out of that Spiraling. So for Fizdarth, he's just going to be dropping the, is going to be taking out the Acolyte of Pain, and then following it up with the Sludge Belcher. That's most likely what we're going to be seeing. But Gazrilla plus the Handmaster is so incredibly strong. That's 16. Well, you can easily get that one up to 32 damage in just 2 turns. Sludge Belcher coming into play, and well, to be honest, the Web Spinner bringing up a Gazrilla is, well, pretty much one of the best things that the Hunter could have hoped for. Better than King Crush, better than most of the other beasts that he could have gone for. If actually looking at Uno here, he's just going to be executing this Sludge Belcher here. It's a pretty hefty price to pay for taking that one out, using the Battlecry ability of his Cruel Taskmaster and using the Fiery War Axe to actually take that slime out, but taking out the Sludge Belcher is always a hard thing to do. Animal Companion, most likely going to be played here. 4 for Taunt, Misha coming out. Fizdarth, more than happy with that one. I wonder what he's going to be playing next turn, because he has the Gazrilla, he has the Dr. Boom. Both of them are pretty powerful. The advantage that the Gazrilla has, of course, is the fact that, well, it becomes incredibly strong. On the flip side though, well, there is a Sylvanas on the other side. And they have to deal with that one really. Or rather, there could be a Sylvanas on the other side. They have to deal with that one pretty fast. So, Whirlwind coming out. Or, still thinking about it. He's still considering his options. He could also go for the Shield Main and stand up for the next turn. But Sylvanas Windrunner is definitely not all that bad. So, picking up the Windrunner. Maybe setting up something with Dr. Boom. I don't know. That joke. Amazing, Crown of Thorns, amazing. Nicely done there. So, Whirlwind into an attack with the Fiery War Axe, and then maybe following it up with the Sentient Shield Mate. Shield Mata, actually. Shield Masta. Shoring up his defense as well, also clearing out Fizdarth's board, and that's something that against a Hunter deck you always want to continue doing, just clearing out the enemy's board as much as you can, and eventually just pulling control back into your hands. And especially as a warrior who wants to do this, I like the line of play that he just did. Also, it opens up Sylvanas for the next turn, and once you have a Sylvanas against Dr. Boom, you get a huge creature. On the other hand, the Shield Maiden getting 5 armor and then following up with perhaps a little bit of additional damage from the Shield Stand. Yeah, that was not really what he wanted there. That's a 4 damage bomb. Maybe next time dropping the Armsmith 1 earlier than what he did just now. So yeah, the Web Spinner, like I said before, Gazrilla is still there. Armsmith coming into play. Does he want to attack with the Shieldmaster? I would not say it. I would say keep the Shieldmaster in the defense, although, yeah, he's running straight into the Freezing Trap. He could of course always go for the face, but well, given the fact that it is a Hunter, given the fact that he would most likely not run Explosive Trap, running into the secrets, I don't know if you really wanted to do that or not, but I would err on the side of caution in this case. So Haunted Creeper coming out, Master coming out as well. Let's see what Dr. Boom is going to be doing here. Steady Shot plus Dr. Boom plus the bomb. That's 10 damage to the face, bringing him down to 9. It's going to be hard for Uno to actually make a get a foothold in this situation. And what is he going to be doing here? Sludge Belcher should allow him to survive another turn. The issue though being that, will it be enough though? Will the slimes be enough? But still, I don't like the way Uno has been playing. It's not as defensive enough. And then this is something that you really want to be doing in any type of situation. You have to consider who's the beatdown, who's the aggressor, and Well, the Hunter is the most definitely aggressor. I don't even have to go too deep into that. Apparently, Shield Slam taking out the Handmaster. Does he actually want to be attacking into the Spiderling here? No, I don't think so. He's going to be taking the damage anyhow, but yeah, if you attack into the Spider right now, you risk the possibility of a silence on your Belcher, and then immediate death will follow. On the other hand, though, it will follow anyhow because of the fact that he's on 12 effectively, and there's 12 damage on the board. So actually, there's 13 damage on the board, but who cares about one damage in this scenario? Meantime, though, sending a Dr. Boom to take out the Sludge Belcher, sending in the Spiderling to take out the Slime, that's going to allow Fizdarth to trade the bomb, I guess, the Boombot with the Armor Smith, and then dealing 1 damage to Udo, following up with a Savannah Highmane. That would most likely be the correct line of play here. That's 4 damage coming out of that Boombot. And now with the Savannah there as well. Uno is in a very, very bad situation. There's not much that he can do right now. There's not much left for him to do right now. And Uno will most likely have no other choice but to concede at this point. Because, well, I don't see any way he could... well, he could survive another turn, of course, with his Shield Maiden. But there is 13, 14, 15, 17, 19 damage on the board. And even 1 Shield Maiden isn't going to be protecting him from that. So Fizdarth is going to be at least winning game 2 in a row. And we're going to be heading into the next game really soon. So yeah, means that the Hunter is now also down, which means that we're going to be seeing Fizz playing his Warlock, the Handlock / Demon Lock combination that we've seen more often than not in this tournament. Every time we saw a Warlock mirror, it would have been a combination of course, the Molten Giants. You would see some of the Mountain Giants as well, not that often anymore. The Twilight Drakes, as always, and Mal'Ganis would be in those decks as well. We've been seeing him a lot, and in conjunction with, I believe that's Fizz, he has his Voidwalker, which allows him to actually summon Lord Jaraxxus onto the battlefield without losing his hero. So, not always the best solution, but in some cases it can actually win him the game. So for now, we're heading into game number 3. And we see that Fizdarth is playing against the Mage deck, most likely going to be... He doesn't really know what he's going to be dealing with. Is it going to be a Freeze deck, or is it going to be a Mech deck? Because we've seen the Mech Mage coming out of Silent Storm, I believe. And that worked pretty well. The Mech deck was very aggressive. But it eventually lost, I believe, to Fizdarth's Druid deck, if I'm not mistaken. Well, if we're actually looking at Uno, Water Elemental, also not a card we see all that often, but very, very powerful. And of course, Deathlord coming out of Uno to just add on to the defensive abilities of Uno's deck. Risky proposition though, especially given the fact that there's nothing on the board right now. And if they do manage to take down the 2/8, then, well, what is he going to be getting? Maybe a Mal'Ganis. But on the other hand, there is always the possibility of the Doomsayer just clearing out whatever got onto the battlefield as a result of that. So, coin coming out, that's going to be an instant Twilight Drake that we all know and love. But here we have a duplicate. Whenever friendly minion dies, put 2 copies of it into your hand. So we're not dealing with the Freeze Mage here, we're dealing with the Fatigue Mage that we also all know and love. So this secret here is going to allow him to get himself another Deathlord, which will allow him to continue stalling this game out and out and out. And against a Hunter deck, it's pretty good. Against a Druid deck, I would say it's pretty good as well. against a Warlock deck, I am not entirely sure just yet. But as we can now see, the amount of resources that are being put into taking out the Death Lord, well, here's going to be the secret, that there are going to be 2 copies of the Death Lord going into Uno's hand. So he's more than happy to just lose one of them and immediately bring them right back into the game as we speak. And also, this is pretty bad for Fizdarth, because bringing in the Iron Beak Owl without his battle cry, without anything to target anyhow, but that aside, because battle cry does not trigger from the death rattle from the Death Lord, means that there's not going to be a battle cry available for the moment that you really need to take out that taunt. And well, the Fire Blast is going to be taking out that owl as well. And well, for a Fatigue Mage, a Warlock is a pretty good matchup, because a Warlock really likes to draw all those cards, get himself to as high amount of cards in hand as possible. And yeah, that's going to hurt him a little bit in terms of fatigue decking actually. Right, so Water Elemental also being brought into play here. Fire Blast only being used here onto the Sledge Belcher, and I'm a little bit interested in seeing whether he wants to attack, because, well, he's going to be losing his Death Lord anyhow next turn, so that's because this Twilight Drake can actually attack the Death Lord here, but he does not want the, he wants to minimize the amount of damage that he actually takes, so not attacking the Sledge Belcher here means that, oh hello Lord Jaraxxus, means that he's taking 1 damage less, so that's not all that bad. It's a pretty smart move here by Uno, who's now just waiting until he can just well, drop the combo that he so desires. Explosive Sheep is also a really neat trick here, and now Sledge Belcher coming out. I would say Cone of Cold into Sayer is also not that bad, but you would have to deal with the aftermath, and that would most likely be the Fire Blast to the Sledge Belcher, and then follow it up with a Nova plus Doomsayer. That's a possibility. Not really what you want to be doing though, because that's going to cost you a lot of resources. On the other hand though, it will make sure that Jaraxxus is immediately death, and that will allow Uno to just survive a little bit longer. So the only thing that Fizdarth can do right now is maybe use Life Tap to get himself a card. But other than that, he doesn't really want to be doing that, because of the fact that, well, wants to be doing anything because the Doomsayer is going to be picking him up next turn. So if we're looking at Uno, what is he going to be doing the turn after? Well, he has quite a few options. I would imagine him to actually drop the Sludge Belcher maybe alongside the Death Lord, and just increase his defensive capabilities. So we have the Belcher coming in. Let's see, 15 cards, 19 cards, and he's going to be dropping these secrets. Okay, that's also a possibility. Ice Block, not all that bad. And Siphon Soul being picked up here by Fizdarth, but he already has the Black Knight, so drop the Black Knight, take out the Sludge Belcher, maybe follow it up with an Ancient Watcher, or draw a card from Life Tap. Tutorial Expert, I think so. I think that the finals are going to be today, yes. Actually, check. Finals are today, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I believe the finals are today. According to the brackets, the finals are today. But Fizdarth, he does have the Death Knight, the Black Knight. However, he knows that his opponent has the second copy of the Death Lord in his hand, and that might be why he wants to save his Black Knight for that one and just send Sylvanas in right now. Now, of course, it doesn't really matter if Uno actually draws yet another Death Lord, but for now, things are looking pretty good for Uno. I mean, he's playing a Fatigue deck. He's playing against a deck that likes to draw cards, which hasn't been drawing cards for a long time now, because, well, he also recognizes that he doesn't want to be drawing all that many cards against Uno. What's Uno going to be doing? Is he going to be dropping his Sludge Belcher onto Sylvanas? Yeah, it seems fair enough. Sylvanas can only attack the slime, so the slime will most definitely be the next angle of attack, I guess, unless they want to save Sylvanas for a little bit longer. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Kel'Thuzad, if he drops that one, he's going to have the advantage that Sylvanas will be coming back after this little scuffle with that slime. And that's pretty good. Could actually drop the Voidwalker as well. He has the mana for it, but decides to save it a little bit longer. Knows that he's playing against a deck that wants to play the Attrition War, and actually, if I have to be honest, Uno, if he can now drop the combo onto the board, it would be pretty neat. Just drop the Cone of Cold, follow it up with Doomsayer, and see where that leads them. So now it's up to Fizdarth to find a solution to the Doomsayer, and he has a solution in hand. That's definitely true. He has that solution ready. To be honest, he can do a few more other options at the same time. Let's see. Seventh Soul would probably work the best way. Yeah, Seventh Soul to take out the Doomsayer. A little bit unfortunate for Uno that his combo got obliterated by that card, but at the very least it's saving him yet another turn, and maybe he can, off the back of his abilities, survive a few more turns. 12 cards remaining for Fizdarth, and things are looking to shape up pretty good for Fizdarth, to be honest. I have seen worse fates in that regard, so maybe tossing out a Blizzard here, maybe following it up with one of the Taunt. Maybe following it up with the Sheep. Well, Sheep is a little bit risky though. The reason why I'm saying that is because if he actually chooses to kill, if he has a removal spell for the Sheep, they're all coming back, and that's horrible. The Sheep was basically the only thing that shouldn't have been dropped onto the board, because right now, if Fizdarth wants to do it, he can revive his entire board by just dropping the Shadow Flame onto either Sylvanas or the Shredder. In this case, he's just going to be going straight for the Watcher, but it doesn't really matter. In any case, he's going to be losing his board, and he doesn't have anything else, no. So, Shadow Flame is perfect in this situation, because it will take out the Sheep. It will bring Kel'Thuzad down to 0, of course. Pirate will be restored here. And, well, things aren't looking too good. Those 3 minions are going to be coming back immediately to the battlefield. Sylvanas, we're going to be seeing the Watcher again. We're going to be seeing the Shredder as well. And while Uno has quite a few options, but he has to deal with Kel'Thuzad right now. So Frost Nova has to be played. He's going to have to burn Kel'Thuzad one more, and yeah, it's going to be very, very hard for Uno to actually win this one. Normally, you would imagine that the Warlock would lose this one. However, that Kel'Thuzad that came into play and that Uno left alive for a little bit longer, and actually that Sheep, the Sheep that he just played, that might have cost him the match, because if he didn't play the Sheep, his opponent would never have been able to make the most out of Kel'Thuzad. And this time, he actually refreshed the health on all of his minions, and now Uno, he's in a pretty bad spot. He's going to have to draw something that blows up the board once again. He already lost his 2 Doomsayers, he lost his 2 Frost Novas. Flame Strike would work, that's probably his best bet, but at the same time, his opponent just dropped a low tap, and that's made sure that, well, that there's not going to be a Flame Strike this turn. However, there's going to be another Deathlord, and Uno is just going to try and survive as long as he can. Maybe drop a Sludge Belcher as well. Here we go. And for Fizdarth, things are pretty decent. He has the Black Knight to actually take one of those Deathlords down. And I would say that this game is definitely in the hands of Fizdarth. Uno, while he did a valiant attempt at trying to win this game against Fizdarth, if he now just drops the Black Knight, he will immediately take out the Death Lord. Although, yeah, that's the issue that he's struggling with. He's almost at his minion limit. So, does he want to kill it off now? Well, he doesn't really have a choice. Because if he now kills off the Death Lord with his Black Knight, he will be dealing 14 damage to Uno and setting him up for a 2-turn clock. So, it isn't all that bad that you don't get your creature out of your deck. Plus, it also gives him another turn, which doesn't really matter at this point, but alright. And Fizdarth, just considering what he wants to do, he has 4 mana left. For Uno, well, things aren't looking all that good, but he's going to be throwing out the Blizzard. Going to be clearing out some of these minions here. Taking now Sylvanas down a notch. And he's just trying to survive as long as he can. Whereas Fizdarth, if he wants, he can just fill up the board right now, because he knows both Blizzards have been used, both Frost Novas have been used, both Doomsayers have been used. The only thing that would remain as a problem would be a Flame Strike. But to be honest, he can work around that with the Twilight Drake. Just drop the Twilight Drake, that's going to be 4/7, yeah? Or just do nothing at all and just say go. That's also a very valid possibility. And Fizdarth, well, he's just going to be sitting here just waiting for Uno to make his plays. Of course, Frostbolt is going to be taking out Sylvanas, but even the Frostbolt that Uno just drew is not going to be enough. And Fire Blast might take out the Shredder, but that's still enough damage. Well, this should be enough damage in 2 turns to take out Uno. Of course, Uno has the double Antique Heal Golem. But I don't think that gaining that amount of health is going to help him all that much. And with low tap, currently 6 and 4, with the attacks on Uno just becoming stronger and stronger. Of course, well, we have the freeze spell, which can be cast on. Well, depends on what he wants to be doing with it. Does he want to be freezing the left side of the board, or does he want to be freezing the middle side of the board? Quite some options here. The Antique Healbot will be able to be played, of course, but Uno is still in a very bad position. Of course, he will be getting himself back up to 15. But other than that, I don't think Uno has all that much time remaining. He's trying to fatigue his opponent as best as he can, but there's still 5 cards in Fizdarth's deck. And it's also curious how the how he actually used the Mortal Coil before the attack with the 2/1. It's not a misplay. It's actually trying to play around the fact that he only has 5 cards remaining, gives him an additional turn. So, Echo of Medivh putting a copy of a friendly minion into hand, a little bit late. If it was a little bit earlier when he had double Death Lord, that would have been perfect. He didn't draw them, and as a result, now he will probably have to work with Antique Healbot. So drop that one and immediately use Echo of Medivh. It's probably his only option, unless he wants to save it, but that's something I sincerely doubt. For Fishtika, no, this isn't a rerun. But yeah, damage being dealt here by Uno to the Twilight Drake, but other than that, it's not doing all that much. There's 12 damage on the board. Fizdarth is looking to drop the hammer down onto Uno. Uno in a lot of problems. Doesn't really have anything left that could save him, unless he has something that suddenly says I win. Well, Izira is going to give him some chance, but even Izera might not be enough for Uno here. So Izera can't be it. Flame Strike gives him an additional turn. Okay. He has to drop the Flame Strike right now, but it's not going to give, not going to allow him to survive all that long. That Flame Strike should have been there a lot earlier, and Fizdarth is just going to be dropping everything on the board right now, I would imagine. There's nothing that Uno can do. Harrison Jones comes into play. The piloted Shredder will be jumping in as well, and the Voidwalker makes a lot of sense. So yeah, Uno down to 7. He has an Ice Block. We know that he has the Ice Block here, and we know that there are only 3 cards remaining in Fizdarth's deck. But Fizdarth is just considering what he wants to be doing. Is there going to be another Flame Strike? Because that would hurt him quite a bit. That's probably the biggest question that he has to answer right now. If he drops the Harrison Jones and he runs straight into the Flame Strike, Cold Light Oracle might draw some additional cards. Let's see where this will bring Uno. Okay, so he has an Explosive Sheep. He has a Duplicate. Whenever a friendly minion dies, put 2 copies of it into your hand. Echo of Medivh to get a copy of Cold Light Oracle, maybe? I would say drop Echo of Medivh perhaps, and there are a few issues with the line of play that he has a few possible line of plays, and it's also all going to come down to the fact, does he have Flame Strike in his deck? If he has another Flame Strike, then he needs to start drawing as many cards as he can, be that via either Duplicate or via Echo of Medivh. But he also has to consider he's only on 7, and that means that he doesn't have all that much remaining. So Echo of Medivh into getting another Explosive Sheet and a Cold Light Oracle. So now Fizdarth is out of cards. So Fizdarth will have to do it with what he has on the board right now, and has to realize that maybe Uno has something up his sleeve here in this game. At the very least, he's going to be bringing him down as low as he can, as this Ice Block is going to be blocking the fatal damage for now. But whether it's is he going to go for the Explosive Sheep here? I would say keep that in play and allow it to survive another turn. But okay, that's a possibility. Let's see what if he's going to be, he's going to be playing the Sludge Belcher here. And does Uno have any way of getting back into this game? Well, the Cold Light Oracle will draw in 2 cards. He does get a Frostbolt out of it. Let's see. So he has 7 mana in his possession. He has 1 more card in his deck. 3 more cards in his deck. Explosive Sheep will kill him. He's only used 1 Ice Block. Yeah, he's going to get another. If he survives for 1 more turn, then he's going to get another turn. So, is there a possibility of him surviving? Probably not. Probably it's at this point it's game, because if he drops the Explosive Sheep, he's going to die to his own sheep. If he drops the hammer on the Shredder, he's going to be losing that one as well. Yeah, the sheep is coming out, but I think this is he's committing committing suicide. It's a 3-0 sweep for Fizdarth, or actually, I can't count, and I'm bad at reading. Please report me. I keep forgetting that the sheep is still not dealing damage to heroes, but it doesn't matter. It's still game over. Fizdarth is going to be taking out Uno here. There's nothing Uno can do about this. The slime and the mana addicts are going to be taking him down. Fizdarth still with a 3-0 win, and I need to start reading a little bit better.